All right. So today is July 21st. I'm at a beautiful, huge park walking. It's about 7:30, 8 o'clock, somewhere around there. I didn't pay attention to that part, but I had a mental download that came to me that I want to record, man. So I can always revisit this, man. Because a lot of times we look at all these motivational videos and they're always talking about the shift happens internally before you start to see the evidence externally. Never really completely downloaded it into my mental like I should have, but it was just words that was just coming at me, man. But through this path, man, and in my journey, it's been incredible. A lot of volatility, ups, downs. And I've done a lot of things I've done anything and almost everything to keep the journey going, man. Whatever needed to be done to keep the journey going. Points I ran out of money. Ideas hit me to keep it going, you know. Times that I felt like I wasn't gonna get it, or I was losing. I took time to just really learn the craft. And as I did that, you know, it uncovered all the things I really needed to learn, you know. And sometimes we be so into ourselves and the mission that we think we know everything, right? And then when things start going wrong, we just start feeling like it ain't supposed to be for us. But we actually, it's a learning opportunity, man. And if you just could take that time out to see what it is you need to learn, dig into it, man, you'll uncover it. And actually, man, it makes a lot of sense when the things don't work out, because you could take off or get a whole bunch of money or reach that goal, but if you don't know everything, man, you won't be able to stay in that position, man. A fall will soon come, eventually. And I know that, man, because I've been trading, man, 13 years, man, and shit. It took for year 12 or 13 to actually become consistently profitable, man. And it wasn't because I wasn't making money. Dude, I make a lot of fucking money, man, but I risk a lot of money too. But anyways, man, let's get back to it, man. This is really a mental download for myself. So I'm walking in the park, and it's beautiful. It's beautiful, right? Tranquility, man. And if you have some tough times going on, man, mentally or whatever it is, man, go find you a park with a lot of trees and just think, man. Talk to yourself. But anyways, man, my shift is, I don't want to say completed, but my reality has shifted, man. My world has shifted internally. Externally, man, it looked the same. And I got a lot of stuff that's like not in order, man, out of whack, man, but those things needed to happen to make me aware of what I needed to learn, man. And then as I, you know, took those opportunities to learn and stay listening and watching motivational things, man, and really listen to what they were saying, man, the shift do happen eternally, right? So I'm finna get to the purpose of this, because I may share this with other people, man, but this is really for myself. My world still looks the same on the outside, right? My situations still look the same on the outside. My problems still look the same on the outside, right? My physical still look the same on the outside. I can't say my emotions may still look the same on the outside. It could to those that don't see the new me, right? But this is a record for me to keep, because everything that I went through, I pushed through, and sought through, and believed, right? And believed, and scratch that, man. I knew I was gonna get to this point, right? Well, I knew what I was going after would be accomplished. I knew that. Let's sit down. This is a lot better when you're just not walking and shit. So I knew what I wanted was gonna be accomplish, right? My thing was always be successful, wealthy, of course rich, you know what I mean? That come with it, man. And it's been a long journey, man. And then even up until the last few days, last few weeks, man, I said last couple of weeks, man, I still been feeling like, man, it's nothing working, you know, or it's working, but I don't see it on the outside, right? But inside, I've been feeling different, man. I've been feeling like I got this, you know, and why? It's because I knew I was gonna do any and everything to make sure I get it. And everything I was learning and everything I was going through, I was always finding the opportunity to learn what it was that went wrong. How can I correct that, right? Or just what's the benefit of it? You know what I mean? Because a lot of times I felt down in the fucking dirt. You know what I mean? Shit, a couple times I want to blow my fucking brain out, man. But then I had to dig in, like, man, what can I get from this, right? So this is for me to kind of be like, okay, this is what I got from it, right? Because like I said, man, I'm at the park, and I ain't even gonna lie, this was one of those days where I just needed to clear my mind, man, because I missed a couple opportunities, a couple trades last night in Asia session that, you know, met all the criteria. And one opportunity I missed, I was in the shower, and, you know, with this game, man, you got to be locked in, man. Like, when somebody say they locked in, I respect that to another level now, man, because when you locked in, you are not missing a beat. And not missing a beat meaning you're not missing 1 second of the opportunity. You know what I mean? You can say you locked in because you're like, okay, mentally, I'm thinking about it, I'm gonna be there. But if you're not there, you're not locked in, man. That's a big fucking difference, man. You could be thinking about it, I'm locked in, I'm gonna get to it, make sure I see to it. But being locked in, man, is actually being there at that moment. Example, I'm locked in. Asia session about to open last night. I'm using the bathroom. I'm trying to take a shower, right? It opens at 6 p.m. It's 5:55. I'm trying to use the bathroom and take a shower and be ready for 6 because I have a setup that's going to be in place as soon as the market opened because of how it previously closed at 4 p.m. on the prior trading session, right? I know it's going to be in my range. So I'm like, man, I'm finna go for it. Now, in the back of my mind, and I'm glad I'm talking about this so I can get this shit out the way. In the back of my mind, I'm like, man, trading during the Asia session never really was my thing. You know what I mean? I see the opportunity. I want to take it, but, man, I used to have a high failure rate during that session, right? So it scared me, of course, not to be taking trades during that time, man. And so I'm like, I got to sit up there. I gotta swing because I got a lot of other situations that I need to make a lot of money for to kind of take care of, man. I got investors that's invested into me, and they've been real patient with me, man, like a close circle of mine. And I've been going through stuff for like the last 6-7 months, just trying to figure out what the fuck going wrong, you know what I mean? Because it took off, my trade was doing good, and took on some investors to scale, man. And then as soon as I did that, man, it was like fucking a couple months later, man, everything just went down in the fucking dirt. You know what I'm talking about? Like for 6 months, man, I ain't making no money, man. I'm really just living off investors' money while I learn and do the things I need to do to kind of fix everything, so that this way I can get the process, fix the system, and then get back to rolling. You know what I mean? I know how those CEOs be feeling out of them big old companies, how you know, investors be after them making calls, and you got to make their money, and that becomes added pressure to everything, man. But anyways, I'm in the bathroom taking a shower. Asian session about to open, 6 p.m. And lately, the market makers, they've been doing a lot of moves during that time. And it really, to be honest, man, it's really about being tapped in, because South Korea have been having a lot of shit going on with their stock market. Fucking crashed pretty bad last week because of over-leveraged people, right? So it makes sense there's a lot of volume and volatility during that session. And that's why it's also good to be locked in. Because if you're locked into your craft and what's going on, you know, you'll know that, okay, all right, it's a lot going on over there, and I need to be locked in. It's a better view. I need to be locked in because that's where the volatility at, and I know why, all right? So that's good. But anyways, take a shower, I get out the shower. It's fucking 6:04. It opened at 6 o'clock. Fucking 100-point drop in 2-3 minutes. You know what I mean? At this point, my setup was there, and fuck, it's out of there. You know, the trade gone. You know what I mean? And you don't really want to be trading that fast anyway. But if you know something's gonna happen, you know, you can kind of take that chance. You know what I mean? If you set up and play and you know what's going on. Missed the opportunity. I'm like, fuck, man. And I've been missing opportunities from not being totally and completely locked in. I'm locked in, meaning, all right, I'm trading, I'm aware, but locked in, man. You know, if I was really locked in, man, at 6 p.m., at 5:58, I would have been ready for that fucking setup, man. You know what I mean? And I would have executed. And but anyways, just being locked in, man. And that's just part of the lessons that I've gotten. You know what I mean? And that's from things going wrong. You know, I needed that trade. You know what I mean? Or I felt like I needed that trade. You know, because you know I got pressures. I got things I gotta execute. I got people waiting on funds to come to them, man. And I'm gonna come through. You know what I mean? I'm gonna come through. But I say that to say that, you know, sometimes, man, or all the time, man, in your journey, you got to take time out to really pay attention to the internal work that's going on in you. Because we be looking for the exterior stuff, the money, the situations, the change, the material stuff, if that's what you're on, you know what I mean? Or whatever it is, man. But just look deep inside of you. What is changing mechanically within you that will get you to those places, right? And I had an epiphany moment, man, and it's been coming in. Downloads been coming in lately over the last couple of weeks. So it's like, damn, man, you know, I don't see nothing changing, but guess what? I'm learning this. I'm learning that. I got a whole new schedule. You know what I mean? I'm coming from the corporate world, working a 9 to 5, you know, high position, you know what I mean? Making over $100,000 a year, but this ain't for me, man. You know what I mean? I'm a millionaire. I want millions, hundreds of millions. I am a millionaire. I am hundreds of millions. You know, and those type of words be important too. But I'm like, man, look, man, I've been traveling on this path so long and searching for the answers, the things I need to learn. That, man, I've created a whole new schedule, right? I got my trading hours. I got my study hours, and then I got things that I do extracurricular to kind of free my mind, right? And going and walking to the park is one of them, right? So I'll go walk through the park, think. And now, internally, I'm like, man, I got everything, right? I know what time I need to be up. I know my trading hours, right? I could trade Asian market, right? I could trade London market. I could trade New York market hours, right? And why, right? Because I got the recipe. I got the recipe, right? And I'm gonna go through the recipe soon too, man. And it took me learning the recipe and going through fucked up situations to actually learn the recipe, right? So I need to kind of go and get to the recipe before I forget it, man. But this is just mental downloads, right? And so with everything that's been going on in my life, man, then exterior stuff with my relationship with my wife and kids, and I mean, I've been catching blows left and right everywhere. Whoa, you know what I mean? And it's sad that certain things in certain situations I'm gonna have to let go to go to that path, but I didn't do it. You know what I mean? So it is what it is, man. And tough times will, or part of the elevation and the manifestation and the switching of realities and stuff like that. The things that don't belong in your new reality, they're gonna expose themselves, man. And you can be like, man, but you gotta pay attention, man. And you gotta keep your feelings out of it, man. When it comes, man, you gotta be able to accept it and be like, yeah, fuck it, man. You know what I mean? Hey, man, they chose it. You know what I mean? And they should have kept it real. But anyways, you know, and I ain't just talking about my wife and kids, just talking about other stuff. But I mean, those they play a part. Keep it 100. But anyways, I'm like, man, you know, look, man, if I'm going from the corporate world and I'm finna lose that guaranteed income, man, am I really gonna be able to do it? You know what I mean? And people think trading, and as long as you're making money, is you're good. I mean, that's a big part of it, man. But you gotta have a schedule, you gotta have a process, you gotta have a system, man. And this video here, man, I kind of like just want to go through my process and my system. Yeah, and because I have it, you know what I mean? And that's the things I had to pay attention to on the internal side that I have, right? What do I have? I have a schedule. I got a daily regimen, man, to where as long as I stay within these outlines, it's going to produce everything that need to be produced to sustain myself, right? Just like if you have a job and you know you got to go to bed at a certain time, wake up at a certain time, report to the job at a certain time, clock in at a certain time, execute their policies and their rules a certain way to be effective in their world so that you can output what they need you to output, man. You got to have all of those systems and you got to apply that to yourself, right? And if you come up with a system and a process for yourself to be able to make yourself money and have a whole outline on what you need to do so that this way you have checkpoints and you don't have to question it, you know what's going on, you fine. That's the key. That's the key. And I have that, man. You know what I mean? Like right now, you know, I have to make a little modification, but I learned that it's okay for me to trade during Asia sessions. Why? Because now I know what I was doing wrong when I was trading the Asian sessions before. You know, I didn't have all of my technical analysis skills up to par where they needed to be. So I would take setups during that session that I shouldn't have been taking, right? And then I'd take those L's, and then guess what? I don't want to trade that session. Why? Because I keep taking fucking L's. But it wasn't even the session, whoa. It was, I was fucking up. I wasn't trading in the same direction as the daily with the setup. I was just taking setups, you know what I mean? Like, okay, it looked good. This is what I usually trade. And I would just trade it, you know what I mean? Bad move. So now that I have that out the way, I know that, okay, I can trade this session. You know what I mean? I can. Why? Because now I know what to do. I got to wait for my setup to come, and I got to trade it in the direction of a certain candle. All right, cool. Now that I got that, I'm cool. So what's my process, man? I could trade during Asia, London session, and New York session, right? That's all three sessions. As long as I'm paying attention to my big candle and I take my setups in the direction of that candle, I'm fine. All right. Now, outside of trading, what do I have? A lot of motivational videos, a lot of mental downloads from the things I was doing wrong that I actually just went ahead and made those corrections, right? And once I made those corrections, the success came in. I was able to execute and do everything I need to do. Beautiful work, man, beautiful work. So now, also outside of the trading, man, I had to make sure I get mental time away from trading, because I was one of those that, man, I'd be locked in looking at charts all day, looking for setups all day, and then you get mind clogs, man. And you know, that ain't really healthy, man. And so I started walking in the park early in the morning. Also had to learn discipline, patience, you know, no trade, no setup, no trade. You know what I mean? No setup, no trade. Don't just make up a setup. You know what I mean? You got to come up with a system, man, a process, man. This is what I like to trade. These are my setups, and I'm only going to trade these. But then with that, you got to make sure that you have other exterior things going with it, so that this way it puts you in safe situations to be able to take those trades, and you have a high accuracy rate. No, I take that back. You don't need a high accuracy rate. You need an accuracy rate that fits you, right? And I was taking a lot of L's, man. I would take, you know, I was still making a little money, but nowhere where I needed to make, right? Because my setup, it was disoriented, man. I didn't have everything together. So I would take, out of 10 trades, I was losing fucking 5 or 6 trades, right? And then the 4 trades that would come through and make up it for everything, after the 4th or 5th trade, and the 6th one and the 7th trade come in, guess what? I'm too fucking scared to take it, missing it, flatlining it. This cycle happened for, I don't know how long, you know what I mean? To the point where I'm like, man, maybe I'm not a trader, man. Maybe this is not for me. But it was just things I had to learn. All right, so now that I learned all those things, I have a schedule. Guess what? I know I can do this now, right? I don't need a job. I am my job. I am put together for this. You know what I mean? I had to make another video and just kind of talk to myself and go through the checkpoints. But, you know, I can always refer to this as a a confirmation, man. July 21st, 2026, 8 o'clock in the morning, the market going. I missed my setup, and this was one of those where I had to go walk it off so I don't sit in front of the computer and take a trade just because I need to make the money, and it's out of balance, it's out of everything, you know what I mean? So with that being said, man, just know, man, the shift happens internally, right? And why I feel this way, my shift happened internally. I have a schedule, I have a process, I have a system, I have a confidence, and I have the ability to take the pain and stay in the game and fight for as long as I can, or I have to execute and see it through, you know? And once you get all that stuff and you put that stuff together, man, you can't lose, right? Do that shit happen overnight? Fuck no, fuck no. It's gonna happen faster for some, longer for others, but it's your journey, man. It's your journey. See it through, walk it through, and be it through. You know what I mean? Because you gotta be it first. You know, all that shit be sounding crazy when you hear these motivational videos, man. You be like, man, you gotta be it. You gotta feel it. Like, dog, lately, man, the exterior hasn't been too much different, but how I feel inside, whoa, nigga, I know. Excuse me. I know. You know what I mean? That a lot is around the corner on the upside for me. You know what I mean? I know I'm quantum shifting as we speak, or actually, I have already leaped inside. Exterior just haven't caught up to it yet. Interior, it's done. It's not done because I got a lot more to learn, but man, I'm confident, man. So just know that, man, the shift always happens internally. This was just an aha moment for myself that, like, damn, my realities have shifted because I work Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. But Monday through Thursday, I have everything in place to where it can carry me. I have a process. I have a system to where if the 9 to 5, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday were to leave, I have a schedule top down and enough stuff behind it to where, you know, I'm gonna be all right. You know, I'm actually be a lot better. You know what I mean? Full entrepreneur, man. So all them people that you see out there, man, that entrepreneur world that's actually successful, that's actually executing and not just out there talking that shit, you know what I mean? They got a lot of stuff intact, man, that you don't see on the surface because you only get to see so much of their world. But I bet if you go in their back office, you know, not literally, but just see what they do mechanically all day, man, they got a system, man. and it's well put together. They took a lot of L's, but they got a system, man, that's holding them up, man. So take time out to build you a system that's gonna hold you up, man. That's it. So even if I don't share this is something for me to come back to and just know that I've done the work. I've done the work. We'll continue to do the work. Looking forward to the work. But I'm no longer questioning, is my reality shifting? It's shifted. You know, and when you do so much work, man, sometimes you don't notice that certain things have shifted because you're looking for it externally and everything looks the same. But if you could look within and be like, man, just my thought process, the things I believe, I know, my faith, the work I put in, that, you know, the things that I thought I knew I didn't know, I know now. I filled in all the blanks and all the questions on the tests I got wrong, meaning when you went and did something and it didn't work out, you got it wrong. And you went back and the stuff you got wrong, man, you filled in the blank and you got the right answer now. I mean, dude, female, whoever that, me, you've become, man. You're there.